All right, we're doing something different today and taking a break from toys. And some of you might not know that my whole family is really into Netflix, and we hardly watch any more cable TV except for the local news, CNN, and the local collegiate sports scene. And everything else is Netflix. Every night, the whole family, we all watch Netflix. And don't worry, my kids watch as much Netflix as I do, but I do let them watch shows that require parental guidance or restricted to 16 years old. But I do a lot of explaining, and we do fast forward some of the scenes that are inappropriate. So I take care that the kids don't get to see what they don't need to. But we do enjoy Netflix a lot, and we'd like to talk about some of the shows that we thought were our favorites. Our top 20 favorite shows currently on Netflix. And let's start with some honorable mentions. And the first one is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Now, I thought this show was actually well made. I love the production. It's just that every time you watch an episode, it just doesn't feel good. I know it's a series of unfortunate events, but you gotta have a feel good moment at the end, and this show just lacks that. And with the third season coming to a close, third season ending the whole series, I was kind of hoping there would be some really good, like the kids get a break. They kind of do, but I thought it wasn't enough, and it just doesn't make the list for me. But it's good. It's one of the best shows on the streaming service, and we really enjoyed it. Next up is The Protector. I thought this was interesting, and it's a nice twist of an unlikely hero saving the city. Is a little bit predictable at certain times, but I'm hoping they push for a sequel and we get some resolution of the trouble that's brewing for our hero. But I thought this was a pretty interesting show. I didn't know a lot about it until we tried watching it, and I thought it was a little bit engaging. The story could use some work, but all in all, I thought it was okay, but didn't quite make it to our top 20 list. And the last show for the honorable mentions is Winona Earp. The kids like this, not so much because of the story and the demons and all that, but really the characters. The characters I thought were very interesting, very dynamic. It's just that this is not technically a Netflix show. Well, it kind of is. It's a sci-fi show, actually. It's from the channel or network Sci-Fi, and it's being streamed on Netflix after a few months upon airing on the Sci-Fi channel. So technically it's not a Netflix show, but we do enjoy watching it on Netflix, and we do love the characters. I just wish the writing would improve some more with the third season, and we haven't seen third season though. We're hoping it's going to be better than the previous two, but so far so good. The story is getting along, and yeah. All right, on to our top 20 list for Netflix shows, and this is mainly me, okay, not necessarily my kids, because my kids like Danny. What do you like? Danny likes Larva Island, Boss Baby, and all that. We're not gonna put that in this list though, but Alex likes a bunch of other shows like Alexa and Katie, and she does like some of the shows that I've had on this list, but this is primarily my list. And if you agree with my list or not, you can be sure to write in the comment section which you think the shows should be on my list, or which you think I should watch. And if you agree with my list, please mention it in the comment section below. One thing to note though is I don't really watch the conventional shows like, you know, I don't do Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, I know I'm weird. I don't do Walking Dead. I don't do Breaking Bad. I don't know why. Those shows just never appealed to me for some reason. But here are the shows that did. At number 20, we have Tidelands. I thought this was a nice twist to that whole mermaid myth. The drama can be a little bit too melodramatic at times. The writing It could use some work, but I do like the plot and the story of this, and I think it has potential to become a very good show. I just hope they push with they go ahead with a second season, and I hope the story comes around, and I hope they get a better story with the succeeding season. At number 19 is Insatiable. I know, this show is all about, you know, fat shaming, very raunchy and all that, and all the bad stuff you could think of for a Netflix show is in this show. But you can't take this show too seriously. I actually watch this show and treat it as a satire, and it's sort of like an exaggeration, like The Simpsons. How you watch The Simpsons, you can't take The Simpsons literally. And I have to admit, there are moments where the show will seem offensive to some audiences, but like I said, it's kind of feels like a parody, like a satire, and you can't take it seriously. I think that this show could still become better. They need to work on it, but I do think it deserves a second season. And at number 18, we have Lost in Space. I love this show, but just like Series of Unfortunate Events, the family just can't get a break. But one thing I like about this is there's a lot of learning. There's a lot of moments where it teaches you something about life. And I like that. About family, but what's important in life. And I like it. I'm very excited for the second season. I do hope they do make that second season, because the second season is literally, they are lost in space. So well done. It's a great production show, and can't wait for the next season. At number 17 is Death by Magic. I love magic ever since I was a kid. David Copperfield, oh my goodness, I love watching that guy. And this one was a nice twist. He does explore all the failed tricks that killed a lot of magicians, and he does put a spin on it. Drummond, amazing magician, and I sincerely hope we get a second season of this. More tricks, more magic, bigger, better tricks. Can't wait for that. At number 16 is Bodyguard. You know, this show was a sleeper show for me. I didn't expect it to be that good. Did do a lot of research on it, tried to watch it with my wife, and wow, it turned out to be one of the better shows on Netflix. The British government intrigue, all that action, very intense. I love this show. At number 15 is Russian Doll. Wow, this was a breakout show. I did not expect it to be that good. The reason I love this show is it has a lot of philosophical angles to it, discussion, a lot of philosophical discussion on what life is and what you should be doing in life and what's important in life. I do appreciate the humor as well. It's a great, funny, deep show. And if there's going to be a second season, I'm very curious how they're going to do it. The acting was great. The script was great. It was absolutely funny. I thoroughly enjoyed this show. At number 14 is Carmaster's Rust to Riches. I mean, I love those shows on MTV like Pimp My Ride and West Coast Customs. And this was a nice twist to that whole genre of pimping the car and just giving the car a makeover. This is like they customize a car and then they trade it. They just trade it until they get that money car. And I absolutely love this. The characters were so real. I mean, it's a real show, definitely. But I mean, the characters are very relatable. My favorite, obviously, is Constance. She's great with the motors and the engines. And I just love her. She's amazing. The whole crew, absolutely amazing. I do hope we get a second season of this show. At number 13, this is a show Danny and Alex also love, is One Day at a Time. It is a very, very funny show. Their favorite character is obviously the star of the show, Abelita. And the show discusses a lot of growing up topics about family, about what's important in life and being together. And I like it. I mean, it's a very family-oriented show, and you talk about difficult subjects in the show, and I think they deal with it remarkably well. And this is one of those breakout shows that we were very surprised was actually very good. Really enjoyed it, and hoping there's more seasons to come. We just finished the latest season. It's amazing. At number 12, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. If you love Riverdale, this is like a horror Riverdale, and it's actually a pretty good show. I do love the characters. Though the actress who plays Sabrina kind of overdoes her acting a little bit, just a little bit. But I do hope she can improve on that when second half of the season comes later this year. So absolutely wonderful. It's creepy. It's a great scare of a show. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. At number 11, Riverdale. Oh my goodness. I did not expect to enjoy this show so much. Season 1 was a blast. Season 2 was a little bit tiring, but it's still okay. Now currently we are at season 3, and man, I don't know where this show is going anymore, but we do love the characters. Alex loves Jughead. She even got that serpent jacket or sweater. I don't know what she is. She wears it to school every day. It's a great set of characters, great ensemble. I'm hoping for a very good resolution for season 3. At number 10, From Dusk Till Dawn. Wow. This show, I mean, I was a big fan of the movie. This show was a bit of a surprise for me. I did not expect them to actually make a good series, a good show. And it's now season 3. And I'm glad they explored a lot more about the mythology of the Culebras and the demons from hell and all that. And they gave a lot of dynamism for each of the characters. They weren't just one-sided. Much like in the movie. The movie was fantastic. I thought it was a classic, but it had to end where it ended. Now this one, I was very surprised they found a way to continue the adventures of the Gecko brothers, and the 3rd season looks to be the end, but I'm hoping they kind of somehow make it into a 4th season, but the ideas are running thin on this one. But I thoroughly enjoyed all 3 seasons. Very nice. At number 9 is La Casa de Papel, or Money Heist. This was an amazing show. Again, one of those shows where we were very surprised to be a very good show. I did minor in Hispanic studies when I was in the university, and I do understand a little bit of the dialogue, but I'm glad there's subtitles, because Alex, Danny, they wouldn't be able to understand the language, but it was an amazing show. The suspense was incredible. The story was amazing. Lots of twists and turns here and there. I did not expect the show to be that good. I cannot wait for the 2nd season. And at number 8, Diablero. Oh my goodness. This show was absolutely funny. It was scary. And really a great roller coaster of a ride. We loved this show. Even Alex really liked this show. It can be a little bit scary at times, but I do love the mythology they've put on this one. Elvis and the rest of the crew. I cannot wait for the 2nd season. Man, I hope we get some closure with Mayaken and what happened there, here and there. Wow. This show, again, another breakout show for me. If you haven't tried this show, give it a shot. Give it a chance. It's just a few episodes. Try the first 2 episodes. You're gonna get hooked on this show. And at number 7, we have Kingdom. There's a zombie apocalypse in Korea, and oh my goodness, this series was too short. It needs more episodes. I hope the 2nd season will provide us with more episodes. I'm not a big fan of all these zombie apocalypse and all. Like I said, I don't watch The Walking Dead and all that, but I thought this show was great. There was political intrigue. There was the lead character, the prince, coming of age, maturing, and becoming the king that the people need. And I thought the whole concept of how zombies came to be in this particular land of Korea was actually very interesting, and it's a little scary. A lot of suspense, a lot of frights, but oh my goodness, I cannot wait for more episodes of this show. The characters are some of the characters are funny. There are a lot of funny scenes, a lot of scary scenes, and all around just another great roller coaster of a show. At number 6, Van Helsing. Oh my goodness. This show is absolute girl power. I love this show. The writing could use some improvement. There are moments where you feel like dialogue is just so weird and unrealistic, but I do love the plot of how they sort of combine vampires with zombies, because these are vampires, but there are different kinds of vampires. There's the upper class, lower class, and then there are the ferals that are like zombies. But I like the twist on it, because it's not just zombies that are slowly walking. These are sentient zombies. So it sort of feels like sentient, fast-moving zombies that will chase you. So vampires, sort of like vampire apocalypse. And I thought it was interesting. I thought the drama was great. The action was amazing. Oh my goodness. I'm still in the current season and cannot wait to finish it. In at number 5 is The Umbrella Academy. I have never read the comic books of The Umbrella Academy. I was never interested until the Netflix show came out. And boy, was it an amazing show. Again, it's lacking episodes. I wish they had extended the run of the first season. I wanted more episodes. Alex loved this show, and this is currently one of her favorite shows. Oh, this was an amazing show, and I did not expect it to be this good. The characters were great. It's just there were times that you felt the story wasn't progressing as fast as it should, or that the characters were, you'd love to root for them, and then all of a sudden you hate them, and then you like them again. So I don't know. I'm glad some of the characters have been established already where we're at on this show, and the second season should move the plot further now, and should get them to more adventures instead of all that brooding and all that soul searching and all that. But one of the best shows that Netflix has. And number 4, The Santa Clarita Diet. This is a show, again, zombies, but it's so funny. It talks about family. It talks about relationships. It talks about being with someone you love through thick and thin, and better or worse. It's a great show. There's a lot of violence involved in it, so you got to explain it to your kids. But, you know, if I didn't know better, this was a nice family show. You take out all the gory stuff, this could be a really good family show. At number 3, Star Trek Discovery. Now, I know I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I do love Star Trek as well. My favorite was always been The Next Generation. I loved Voyager, and now we are just loving Discovery. I know all the Trekkers out there are saying, Discovery sucks, and all that. You know, I don't care. Now, being a Star Wars fan, I wasn't too critical about it. I love it. I love the characters. The characters were so relatable. And the stories, they give you a lot of fan service, whether you want it or not. And the current season right now, I'm hoping for really awesome episodes to come. I love the new captain, Captain Pike. Wow, the adventures of Michael Burnham and the rest of the crew. Really a fantastic Star Trek show. One of the best Star Trek shows, in my opinion. At number 2, this is a collection of all the shows. I know I'm kind of cheating right here, but this is the Marvel shows, which have all been canceled, sadly, because Disney wants to get everyone under the same house, and there's a 2-year ban, so they wanted to cancel it as early as they can. So in the next 2 years, they'll be preparing for to put everything else in the new Disney streaming service. But I loved every single show, even the first season of Iron Fist. The second season was absolutely amazing of Iron Fist, but the first season, it was a bit boring. Jessica Jones is Alex's favorite show. I loved it. There's a 3rd season coming in. Cannot wait for that. Luke Cage was absolutely incredible. The Punisher. Oh my goodness, don't get me started with that Punisher show. It was the bomb. He was badass. It was just brutal. And Daredevil, of course, the original, is absolutely amazing. We got the Defenders. I wish there was a second season of Defenders, but alas, Disney had other plans. And if there's one thing I want to ask Disney, please don't change the actors and the actresses. Please, if you got to put all of these guys back to your house, could you please just use them? Because Disney has this penchant of rebooting everything and changing the characters, changing the actors and all that. And, well, except Deadpool. I guess they're keeping Ryan Reynolds. But I do hope they keep these guys. These are amazing. And I think the run was short-lived. I mean, it is a little gone too soon. I mean, I wish there was more seasons. There were more seasons, but I guess you could tell by the storyline they were running out of ideas, and it's a shame. But I do hope we get more of them once they move on to Disney. And finally, at number 1, my absolute favorite show on Netflix, and this is the only Funko Pop line I have left in my collection. Netflix, Stranger Things. I love this show. This show is just absolutely amazing. It is in a time when I grew up as a kid, so all the 80s references were just very nostalgic for me. I love this show. Cannot wait for season 3 to hit. Oh my goodness. This is by far, for me, the best show on Netflix. I know a lot of people saying Umbrella Academy is great, Santa Clarita Diet, but for me, Stranger Things is what got me onto Netflix, and I would not have subscribed on the streaming service if not for this show. So absolutely amazing. I love this show. Cannot wait for season 3. So there you go, folks. Those are our top 20 Netflix shows that we're watching as a family and my favorite picks. Let me know what you guys think. What are your favorite picks on Netflix on the comment section below. And until next time, thanks for watching. One more show to add because Danny felt that we had to add this show. Didn't you, Danny? You like this show? Nailed it. Some of you might know I do bake as a profession. Pastry chef, and this show was an absolute nightmare for all pastry chefs out there. I cringe at every episode. It's a funny show. There's 2 shows already. Nailed It and Nailed It a Mexico. We've seen both shows. It is absolutely funny, and if you're a pastry chef, you're gonna either love this show or just hate this show because, oh my goodness, it's like when you cook in the kitchen and then you see others doing what should not be done in the kitchen. It just, oh my God, it's a terrible feeling. But great show nonetheless. So thank you, Danny, for suggesting that we add this to the list of honorable mentions. There you go, folks. And once again, thanks for watching.